we have Dr. Jeffrey Tian, who will be presenting Dr. Bob Benz and his big fan club with his award for excellence in care.
When I was first asked by Bob to give this talk, I was really honored. It was really a thoughtful request, and I just want to thank him for asking me to come up here. And I think tables 25 and 26 need to be cut off. Anyway, Bob handed me his CV, and it's 32 pages of single-spaced accomplishments. I can't do that justice in 2 minutes. So I told Natalie that I was going to take 2 football minutes to do this. So without further ado, I'm going to bring out 3 of Nephrology Associates' finest, the future of our group. Come on up, ladies. And we're going to do a lightning round of Jeopardy!
It's Dad's thing! Oh my gosh, this is great! This is what Ted started.
Right over here, ladies.
In his nephrology teaching.
Right. So this is Dr. Finnegan, this is Dr. Burhan, and this would have been Dr. Sharma if Dr. Sharma couldn't make it, so this is Dr. Balsam. So welcome aboard. Let's give them a round of applause for their... They all took beta blockers before this, and they're going to do great. And with that, Dr. Finnegan has the table. Dr. Finnegan, what topic would you like to choose?
I'll take accomplishments for 200.
Oh, that's an excellent choice. This character is has been the chief of mainline health since 1996. I'm sorry, chief of nephrology at mainline health. I had a terrible typo. Nephrology at mainline health since 1996. Program director of our internal medicine department for 6 years during 90 to 96. Fellowship director since 2001. He's the vice president of medical affairs. He was a principal investigator on hemo. I think he's considered a bandit in Peru. He's a guru of anemia, sleep, and ESRD, a local, regional, and national top doc on a yearly basis. He was a collegiate wrestler, a dedicated problem solver. He's known as the office whisperer because he seems to understand the ladies in the office when something isn't quite right. Never at a loss for a timely one-liner. Famously stated to me, nephrologists are the Rodney Dangerfields of the hospital. Dr. Finnegan, who could this possibly be?
Well, I don't think it can be Donald Trump, so it must be Bob Benz.
The hands are way too big for it to be Donald Trump. I was told not to make that comment, but I did it anyway. Next up is Dr. Burhan. Dr. Burhan, what do you choose?
I'll take publications for 300.
Fabulous choice. This author, a principal investigator on the hemo trial, see how well you're listening, selflessly gave of his time and ultimately of his authorship on the seminal New England Journal publication to another Dr. Tian, not here, but the DNA tests are confirmatory. He would unlikely have another opportunity, and it was a selfless choice. Who could have possibly done this, Dr. Burhan?
Gosh, I was in high school during chemo, but is it Dr. Benz?
Excellent.
I'm not saying what is.
Dr. Velson, what would you like to choose?
I'll take family for 300.
Fabulous. He's a Quaker lifer, undergrad, then on to Wharton, went on to marry a pope, thus making Dr. Benz the first Jewish father-in-law of a pope. He's a Quaker as well, took his legal act to LA, UCLA that is, and has managed to run 50 miles without needing dialysis or Radtel. I've learned he's a chess master and he plays a game like Risk like a champion, but his girlfriend's even better. Finally, she's a Terrapin who's about to take the physical therapy world by storm, getting her PhD. Someone I could never, ever counter what she recommends at that point. So she can rehab Bob's nonagenarian father who can do his age and push-ups over 40 minutes. For you 40-year-olds and thereon, you say you're too tired, think of this guy. Let's be Dr. Balsam. Oh, goodness. So,
Oh, is it Kim, Chloe, and Courtney?
what is wrong with your generation? Dr. Finnegan.
Who are Greg, Mike, and Liz?
It dawned on me looking at this picture, this 12-pack behind me, the men not uncomfortable leaving their shirts off, that these guys should crank J-Date and just crash the server because there would be so many eligible women out there. All right, Dr. Finnegan, Marcy Suburban Hospital. What will you take?
I'll take hodgepodge for 400, please.
This mother of three, renowned dermatologist and all-around red-hot Italian babe, said I do to Bob in 1979 after a failed proposal attempt at the now-defunct Picket Post Inn, which is now Savona. Bob wanted a quiet table, didn't grease the right palms, and got stuck next to the kitchen. Hours later, he popped the question, and 37 years later, she still would have said yes again. Standing by his side every step of the way. Who could this possibly be, Dr. Finnegan?
Is it Gina Lola Brigida?
Sorry, no. Dr. Brown.
Sophia Loren?
Oh, you'd have to phrase that in the form of a question, and no. Dr. Boston.
Who is Marie Uberti Benz?
Dr. Boston, you control the board. And for your final round, actually, this is the final Jeopardy. Oh, I'm sorry, I have to give Marie her credit. This is not a Jeopardy. Yes, no? Okay. And they're having a great time at some relics. Okay, good. For final Jeopardy, this former renal fellow famously stated he would do a year of renal, but it was by no means his plan to take care of dialysis patients after that. Thank you very much. So, Dr. Burhan, who is this?
Who is Chuck Schleifer?
No, former winner of this award, but no. Dr. Finnegan.
Who is Dan George?
No, possible potential winner of this award. Dr. Volson, who seems to be running the table.
Who is Dr. Benz?
Here he is. Dr. Benz, we love you. Our group thinks you're the best, and thank you for being here. This is us posing for a photo last year.
That's amazing.
Easy, fella.
I need a cigarette.
So, since Jeff probably did use up more than his 2 minutes, we will be invoking the role of Leduc de Rochefoucauld, which the NKF wanted anyway. For those of you who don't know what the rule of Leduc de Rochefoucauld is, it is that no man should speak in public longer than he can make love in private.
Not again. Not again. It's my bat mitzvah all over again.
I'd very much like to thank the NKF for this honor and recognition, but it really goes the other way around. The NKF works tirelessly 365 days a year, taking care of the subset of patients in our region that have chronic kidney disease and end-stage renal disease. As you all know, 22 million people in this country that are suffering from it, and I'd really like to give them applause for all the work they do behind the scenes. So, as I stand here tonight, it's really wonderful to see former and present fellows and Jeff saying the wonderful things they did. But I am struck by the things that I said and did wrong over my lifetime, of which I am going to, being Jewish, I don't get to go to confession much, so I will confess some of them now, if you don't mind. Early on when I was in middle school or junior high school back then, I really fell in love with the sport of wrestling. And I thought if I did that and committed to that for 10 years solidly, I would have to be really good at the end of it. So I was wrong. But I got to meet a wonderful set of teammates, wonderful coaches who are here tonight, and I appreciate other people in the wrestling community who have contributed to the NKF, and I want to recognize them. So along the way, great friends were made, teammates and coaches. But there's another thing I did wrong that turned out right, and that was I grew up in Harrisburg. Now that wasn't wrong, but when I grew up in Harrisburg and when I was recruited to Penn by my coaches here, Larry Lockley, I thought, fine, I'll come for like 2 years, see what the big city is like, and then go back to the middle of the state. And so that was, let's see, about 46 years ago. And so I would have to say I was wrong at that time too. But again, along the way, met a number of great people and conditions that allowed me to ultimately be able to train and have the honor and pleasure of taking care of patients afflicted with kidney disease. I want to say that my third major wrong was something that Jeff alluded to, and that is when I was finishing up my residency at Lankanaw, my wife, who was the first chief resident in dermatology, a female at University of Pennsylvania. I'm not allowed to say that. But literally broke the glass ceiling. And while I was waiting for her to finish up, I needed to do something for a year, so I came to our group's head, Miles Sigler at the time, and said, I'd like to be a fellow for 1 year, but I'm telling you, I am not going to be a career nephrologist. He said, you never know. I said, oh no, I know. Okay. So I doubled down. I said, yeah, first of all, I don't like blood, so that's probably not a good thing. But I will promise to work hard and learn the craft. So now, 30-some years after that, here I stand, wrong again. But it was clearly a right decision for me. I've gotten to share those years with the same group that I trained with, a little different generation now, but still the same culture of nephrology associates of excellence, commitment to patient care, and I am thrilled to be a part of that team. So 3 times wrong that ended up right. And I say this for a reason, because sometimes you don't see the seeds that have fallen out of your pocket and planted in the ground and what that grows into and blossoms into. So I hope each of you tonight, when you are bidding, think about that you have the ability to be right tonight in helping someone else, patients who are afflicted with kidney disease. I'd like to sort of finish by recognizing, again, my teammates and coaches, some close friends who have traveled distances to be here, my family and colleagues. Each of you has helped me to become a better person in your own way, most of the time just by being yourselves. I appreciate the support of Lankanaw Medical Center and Mainline Health and our representatives tonight, who include my dyads, triads, and quadrads or tetrads when we work together tirelessly for safety and quality with the goal of a superior patient experience, and to Phil Robinson, our president, for his generosity in supporting NKF tonight. Also the support of nephrology associates, not just for their TV talents, but for their contributions to NKF. My kids, Greg, Mike, and Liz and I would like to ask one favor of you all. It just turns out that this is not just World Kidney Day, and it's not just the NKF pseudo ball, whatever we want to call it, but it's also my wife's birthday. So if you could just...
Mama Benz!
She's my life partner and my soulmate, and I really can't think of what my life would be like without her, so thank you. Finally, it's also my job to get us all into the big bid mood, as I call it, okay? And so I was inspired by Freeway, who I really hoped I would get to meet before we came up here, and I hope that I get to meet him afterwards, because one of the things that was not in jeopardy, because hardly anybody knows I'm about to do this, which would probably be number 4 big wrong, is that I decided to do a rap song.
No. Yes, but no.
So I wrote this morning, okay, during office hours.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Now, as you know,
I'm
and
so
Freeway is a
excited.
perfect example of this, you can't, I get up here at Bob Benz and do a rap song every day.
Oh no,
Wrong
not
guy.
Little Bobby
I've
D.
never heard of him.
Oh
So
no.
you need a cool name, right? So
No, not Little
my
Bobby D.
rap nom de plume is Kid Nay. Okay? I'm going to sing this now, and Freeway, feel this is not a challenge to you, trust me. This is a walk-away win for you, you know. But I am going to do it, so have a little patience if you would. And I am going to ask you to help repeat the last verse or chorus of this. I'll point to you when we get to that, okay?
Oh no.
My name is Kid Nay, and I'm here to say we need your Monet, and we need it today. There's people out there with no GFR, so pretty please donate, whoever you are. We are the NKF, not the Kidney PD. So please give it up and save a kidney. This year we are raising the bar, so would you please be our shining star? Last year's total we are going to shatter, because all kidneys matter, all kidneys matter.
All kidneys matter.
All kidneys matter. Peace out, kid day. Love y'all.